How's everybody doing? But it's just me. I'm doing okay, I guess. As good as I can be right now. That's a lie. You can always do better, or you can always do worse. It's always your choice, you know what I mean? Yep. It's our choice. I just cleaned up the gym. I did some, all right, I'm lowering this. I did my last bench workout before I compete next, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Simple workout, bar for a bunch of reps, get the feel of the bar, the pattern. I always do the bar first, man. You just get you get that groove going with the bar. You know what I mean? Even the real strong, very very strong people even do that. A lot of them, not everybody, but it's always a good practice for me. I even do that with the squats, the bar. The only thing deadlifts, I just start with 135 because that's at the right height. But yeah, I'd start with a bar. I just do a bunch. I don't even know how many reps I do. It doesn't really matter. 135 don't even really count to me either. I just rep out that. 135 again. Then I go to 225 right away. And I usually do 5 or 6, 2 sets of that. That's usually my usual warm up. I always start off with 25 pound or 30 pound flies. I got the dumbbell set over here. I always start off with the dumbbell flies, and then I just do the bar usually for a bunch of reps, 2 sets. Then I do 135 for 2 sets, a bunch of reps. Then I go to 225. I'm talking about the bench. Welcome to the channel. Oh, he dipped already. That's okay. Then I go to 135, 2 sets, 225, 2 sets, 5 or 6 reps. Then I'll do a rep with 315, just a rep or two. Get that feel for the weights that are in the 300s. And then I went to 350. I did 5, pause bench, paused them. The first one I didn't really pause that much though. The last 4 I did. And then I did 355 for 4, kind of a disappointing set. I wanted to get 5 and I wanted to pause it a little better, but I didn't. No disappointments. It was good enough. 355 for 4 on the bench. And then, hello, Marilyn. How are you tonight? I'm just talking about my bench workout. It's one of the last ones I do. Hi, Marilyn. How are you tonight? One of the last ones I do until I compete on the 17th, which is coming up soon. Hello, everybody. Good. I'm glad everybody's doing okay. So then I went to 335. I did that 6. I paused them off my chest. Okay, yeah, all right. Good for you. I'll have to look. Okay, good. That's great, man. Hey, how are you doing? All right, Morocco. I almost went there. I went to Gibraltar. I've been to Gibraltar. I should have taken the ferry across to Morocco. Yeah, oh, it's an awesome country, Morocco. Yep, that's where Casablanca is. Casablanca. I should have gone. I did see it though. I've seen it actually from the yacht I worked on. I was a deckhand on a yacht as a youngster. Yeah, you know how many times I've heard that I benched this back then and I do this. I've heard that enough. You have to prove it. I'd have to check your channel out and see it to believe it, because I hear all kind. I wasn't born. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I wasn't born yesterday. Yeah, I should have gone to Morocco. Like I said, I was in Gibraltar for a couple of few days. It was like 4 days in Gibraltar. Nah, that's okay. No, I'm getting ready for a powerlifting competition anyways. There's no reason. I'm getting ready for a powerlifting competition. This was one of the last bench workouts. I might do something on Monday It's not really as necessary. Tomorrow I'm going to deadlift and squat. That'll be the last lower body. Where as long as it's 7 or 8 days, you don't want to go longer than that with a break. It's like you gotta, with powerlifting before a competition, you gotta choose the right amount of days to rest. For me, anyways. I lift heavy alone. Yes, I do. Yeah. I have a power rack. See, I'll show you. Look, I have a power rack. See that? That's what I have right here. That's what keeps you safe. That's safer. See the bars on there? That's a lot safer than having a guy behind you spotting you. You know, I know that because my friend was benching and he lost it. It came out of his hands with over 400 pounds in it. The guy behind him couldn't do a damn thing. It fell so fast. So you're better off with a power rack. Or I have these also. Where are they now? I have them somewhere in here. Oh, they're behind that ladder. They're from Titan. They're spotter arms. You might not be able. Yeah, you can see the white there. Those are spotter arms for the bench. Also for my bench, I took it apart though. I don't need it. You're better off with that, with safety spotters, than having a guy behind you. The safest is having two guys one on each side, but a guy behind you is a lot less safe than having spotter arms by yourself. Okay. Good. That's great, man, that you're an expert in that. I'm not an expert in anything, actually. Thank you. I appreciate that, chill guy. Yeah, I'm gonna start downsizing here. I got this damn trampoline over here. I started to jump on that, but I'm not gonna do anything until I compete not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. You don't want to do anything too crazy before, unless you want low numbers, you know. So tomorrow I'm gonna deadlift and squat for the last time. I'm gonna open up with that's the trampoline is for cardio. That's a cardio, and also it keeps you limber. It's low impact. It can be anyways, unless you're jumping way up in the air in it, which I'm not gonna. Okay, that explains that. That's all it is. Definitely not rocket science. It's cardio. Don't complicate things too much, man. That's an old saying we have, being sober. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep everything simple, man. Do your basic exercises. You don't have to pick something that you're gonna grow in with. Don't do a million exercises. You know what I mean? All you got to do is pick something you're good at and that you like to do. Like I like bench for upper body. I'll just do bench, flat bench, or incline bench. In the off season, I like to do some incline first. But when I'm getting ready for powerlifting meet, it's going to be just bench, flat bench for like the month before that, and then mostly pause reps. You want to stop pausing the reps. You can do a lot of on the off season. I call it like if you have 4 months before you plan on competing. Do your incline first sometimes, switch it with flat bench. I like to do that. Throw in a shoulder day in there, I got some dumbbells here. I want to get some 100-pound dumbbells. I'm looking for those. They're so expensive, though. I want fixed dumbbells. I could make them, but they're not as good, man, when you make them up. Because I have the Titan 11-pound handles. They're not as good, man. I gotta have fixed dumbbells. Now I have them up to 80 pounds, all the way down to 15 pounds, even lower than that actually. But I would like a pair of hundreds and maybe 110s, and I'd be happy. Fixed dumbbells. That's what I would like for my incline. There's motion at your front. Oh, I have a motion detector on my front door. But yeah, like I said, just keep it simple with your workout, man. You don't have to complicate anything. I don't know anything about that RPA, the rate of speed and all that bullshit. It's not bull. Some people love that shit. I just don't care. how fast it comes up down. Just and some people have these damn programs. You know, that's great for them. I don't like programs. They do work for some people, but yeah, I don't want to know what percentage of this and that. You know, I just do what you call a pyramid workout. I start off with the bar. First, I usually will think of, like, before I go work out, like on the bench. I'll think of a target weight like 335 on the bench. I want to get that for 8. You know what I mean? And then I'll go and see how if I can get it for 8 in my main set. And sometimes I'll do doubles. You know, I'll go all the way up as far as I can. Like one week, my best doubles was I started off. I think I got 355 for 2, and then I went up the next week, got 365 for 2. Then the next week, the third week, it was 375 for 2. I made it all the way to 395 for a double on the bench. And then I went to 400, and I couldn't lock out the second rep with 400 pounds. That was like last year. But yeah, this is going to be, let's see, I think this is the first one this year. Yes, it is. The last one I did, I think it was in November or something like that. The last, was it full power? Yeah, it was a full power that I did. And I'm looking to break my squat record for the APA, which is 523.6 pounds. It was they use kilogram plates. That's why there's an uneven pound number. Something like that, 323, which beat my old record that I had of, no, 523, I'm sorry, of 520. I would like to, I'm going to open up with something modest, 460, something like that. Maybe 470, maybe 470. And then I'm going to go right to 530 and go for that. That's what I'm going to do. I've made up my mind. 530. 525 would break it, but I want to break it I want to get 530. And if I get white lights on that. Hey, hello. Hi, Margot. How you doing? How you doing tonight? I think if 530 goes good, I am going to go to 540 on the squat. Bench, I'm just going to open up with 350 and see how that goes. Probably, my target would probably be 400. 400. I'll probably go for, I'm thinking about 350, then go right to 390. Right there. And then the third attempt, maybe 400. 405 if I'm really ambitious. That would be nice. 400, that would beat my I've done 405 in competition, but that was bench only. And in a push-pull, I did 403, which was kilogram plates, and deadlifted, I forgot I think I deadlifted 560. That was a push-pull. So that's my best push-pull. But the best I've done for a full power meet is only 390. So I like to beat that, I'd like to beat that. It's a little bit, you got someone lifting it off for you too, But the mono lift helps a lot. But that's about all that's going on tonight. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to go in the house and eat. I have been remodeling some of the basement today, a little bit of that. Kind of a lazy day today. It's raining out here in Massachusetts. Raining out. Hopefully, I think the weather's supposed to be better tomorrow and the Sunday. But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be in Vermont. I'm going to get a room for the night, of course. I'm going to drive there on Friday. I got Friday and Saturday off from work because it's my 2 days I work. Well, actually, I work 5 days a week, and those are my last 2 days, Friday and Saturday. So I'm taking those 2 days off. It's Brattleboro, Vermont. It's very close to the Mass border and New Hampshire border. I'm going to get a room. I've competed at this competition. Keep working. That's insane, bro. Keep working. Never stop, man. Never stop. Always keep going, man. Keep going. If you got to take a little break here and there, you got to do that sometimes. But Brattleboro, I've competed at this American Canadian Championship 4 other times, I believe. I work at a military base. I work as in the maintenance department at a military base in down the Cape. It's a pretty good job, you know. It's all right. It's not too bad. After spending 10 seasons in New England, long something, probably long snapper. I'm reading the news up here. Yeah, a lot of crazy things in the news. That Lolita James from New York looks like she's going to get indicted for mortgage fraud. Yeah, I'm skipping to a little bit of something different. Little news, you know. Lolita James, she's the one that won the $400 million. Sometimes I work in the RAF base and stuff. Oh, nice. Yeah. Royal Air Force. That's what that means. Royal Air Force, man. I love watching those old documentaries about the Battle of Britain. That pretty much was the beginning. Yeah, the beginning of the end of the Third Reich, kind of. It kind of what it did was it wore out their Air Force. It wore it out. The British were down to so many They only had a few fighters left, and not all of them were the great Spitfires. They were I forgot the name of it, but they didn't. I think the Hurricane. They had the Hurricane, which is not as good as the submarine. Sorry, the submarine Spitfire. Those were the best ones they had, you know, and they didn't have that many. And what the Germans did is they made a mistake in the Battle of Britain. Look at how I go from one topic to another, though. It's a little ADHD, you know. Oh well, that's life. Keeps things interesting. But anyways, what the Germans did, they made a mistake. Instead of attacking the radar installations and the airfields, which they were doing a great job in the beginning of the Battle of Britain, they switched over to bombing the cities. Big mistake on their part, you know, attacking the cities. They thought that they could make the British. They thought they could bring the British people to their knees by hitting London every night and every day. But they ended up. I think there was one day they had hundreds of bombers got shot down just in one day, or maybe almost 100 of them. And they wore their Air Force out in the Battle of Britain. They weren't. They were planning on doing the Operation Sea Lion, which was invading England. But they ended up wearing their Air Force. They were supposed to soften and take out their Air Force first, which didn't happen, you know. And they could not do Operation Sea Lion. Another thing that curtailed them is they attacked Crete and they lost all their They lost their whole glider fleet, and they lost their whole most of their landing craft by they took over Crete, but they lost all of that. Yeah, that was another thing that they did. But yeah, the Royal Air Force, man, they really stood up to the Germans in World War II. They were down for, I think, under 100 aircraft. Yeah, and they ended up beating them in the Battle of Britain. And then the Germans were dumb and they attacked Russia. That was pretty much, wore them thin, you know. Anyways, that's enough talk about that. More thing that Lolita James is getting indicted, probably going to get indicted for mortgage fraud. She's the one that won the $450 million case against Trump from New York, the Attorney General. Well, she did a no-no there. That mortgage, they got her dead to right on that mortgage fraud, which is a felony. Several of them, not just one, you know. Lying about things on the applications. That is in the news. What else? The trade agreement with Great Britain is in the news. That's a big one right there. Tom, okay, I don't know who that is. I'd have to look that up. I'm always learning though, wee beanie. Always learning stuff, man. You never too old or never know enough, I'd have to look that up, yeah. Got that trade agreement. Seems pretty good. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Now I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I'm not really it's a great competition, World's Strongest Man. Yep. As you know, Ray Nobile was in that. Ray. Yep. Came in fourth both times, 79 and 84. Good friend of mine. Lives in Bulgaria now. I got his book too. He sent me his book. He's got a book on Amazon. I got his book. I've read it 3 times actually. I'm getting hungry because I'm starting to forget what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna probably take off here in a few minutes. How many people are out there anyway? 6. Did anybody else train today? Anybody else train? Yeah. What's it? I'm trying to think of the guy's name that won the World's Strongest Man a couple of times. Jeff something. Jeff Capes. Am I saying that right? Jeff Capes, right? Yeah, I do remember you, I think. I'm getting hungry, though. I don't remember even my own name when I get hungry. Jeff Capes, he died this year, man. I was going to send him a friend's request on Facebook. Jeff Capes. I think I'm saying it right. Very strong guy, though. He won the World's Strongest Man twice. Yeah, I will. Yeah, sure. I'll ask him about it. Yeah. Yeah, he's in that book there, Jeff Capes. He mentions his name, and yeah, he won it a couple of times. I think he was first when Ray competed in '84, maybe. Yeah, how you doing, Robert? How you doing? Yep. Yeah, I'm getting hungry though. Uh, I don't know what the missus has got tonight. It's really coming down out there, man. Raining pretty good. But anyways, I'm getting like I said, it's time for me to go eat. It's already 7:30. Everybody have a blessed night. I will see everybody tomorrow, right around this same time. I'll do a live stream. One of these days I'm going to do a live stream workout where I'm just going to work out on live. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And if I want to make videos, all I got to do is watch the live stream, and I can. Well, can I do that? No, I can't. That's all right. I don't need to, anyways. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, It's good talking to you, brother. God bless you. I will see you all tonight, okay? I will talk to yeah, everybody. Have a blessed weekend. Love you all.